911, what's your emergency?
It's become an all too common scene in the U.S. Less than a month into the new year, public shootings have dominated headlines, leaving dozens dead and many more fearing for their safety. The Columbia Mall became the latest scene of a shooting here in the U.S. The shooting happened on Saturday morning at about 11 a.m. The gunman allegedly shot 2 people and killed them before turning the gun on himself. Police officers, SWAT, and first responders arrived on the scene in 2 minutes. Using lessons from previous public massacres, they immediately entered the mall rather than waiting to secure the surrounding area. The gunman, Darian Marcus Aguilar, a 19-year-old newly graduated high school student. His victims, 21-year-old Brianna Benlolo and 25-year-old Tyler Johnson. Both victims worked at Zumiez skate shop on the upper level of the mall. The killing spree was over in seconds.
We realized that something was going on. People were running by the store. So, and then there was another one right behind that. So it was like 3 shots. So we got the gates closed, pulled the gates down, locked the doors, and got all of our customers in the back room, and we all hid.
I just ran, and went where I saw other people going and was just trying to get to safety.
Now police are trying to figure out the shooter's motives and why these tragedies continue to occur.
We have about 100 times the rate of gun homicides and violent gun crimes relative to many countries of Western Europe. And we should not be in the business of normalizing violence.
Since the beginning of 2014, there have been 7 school shootings across the country in just 14 school days, resulting in 1 shooting every other day. Meanwhile, both Baltimore and Boston have been the scenes of unprecedented gang violence. Just north of the Columbia Mall shooting in Baltimore, newspapers report 16 people were shot and killed within the first 12 days of this year alone. The youngest victim, 16-year-old LeVar Crawford. He was shot 7 times in the back. And then on Tuesday night, yet another gang shooting. Another 19-year-old killed. Meanwhile, over the weekend in Boston, 3 shootings left 3 people dead in just 24 hours, bringing the total to 9 for this year. That's the highest the death toll has been in this city this early in the year in recent history. Shootings attributed to gang-related retaliation. So what is being done to curb this alarming trend? Federal and local lawmakers are coming up with a wide range of responses. In Louisiana, state representatives are debating proposals to restrict sales, forcing gun buyers to complete a safety training course first. But Oklahoma State Senator Nathan Dahm says violence will only decrease if everyone owns a gun, regardless of their training or their state of mental health. He is pushing to eliminate gun licensing and background checks. On a federal level, President Obama confronted the issue during last year's State of the Union address.
IDEA's parents, Nate and Cleo, are in this chamber tonight, along with more than 24 Americans whose lives have been torn apart by gun violence. They deserve a vote. Gabby Giffords deserves a vote. The families of Newtown deserve a vote. The families of Aurora deserve a vote.
But the House never gave a vote to a bill to increase background checks. And the Senate failed to overcome a filibuster. This year, President Obama is not expected to address gun control in his speech, but could take executive action in the near future, though not everyone agrees with legislation.
The bottom line is that you can't write a law that essentially will apply to someone who's a lawbreaker. You can assign penalties to lawbreakers, but you can't create any law that controls someone's behavior.
Gun violence has gone down in the U.S. over the past 2 decades. However, this recent uptick of public shootings has once again made the Second Amendment right to bear arms a target of debate in the pursuit of public safety. In Washington, Meghan Lopez, RT.